Well, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate you joining today for the Youth Eco Ambassador webinar. The purpose of this webinar is to give you information about the Youth Eco Ambassador program as a whole, and then also some information, some general information about the specific different program areas, as we have 4 different program areas throughout the state this year. So we're really excited that we're able to have it across the state this year. And then now I'm going to introduce Caesar. He's the overall program coordinator and leader of the Chicago program. And we're really glad that Caesar is coming back for his second year. He did lead the program last year, and the youth really responded really well to the program and have many good things to say. So we're really excited to have you back. And any parents or youth that are in the Chicago program, you should feel really excited and feel good about having Caesar as the leader of the program, Chicago program, because he brings a lot to it, and we're really looking forward to it. So Caesar, why don't you go ahead and take it over? And I think you have a PowerPoint you're going to share and give an overview. Is that correct?
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Dan. And I indeed do have a PowerPoint. So I'm going to share my screen. And it looks like Danielle answered. Hi, Danielle. I'm about to go over a PowerPoint presentation going over the programs for Faith in Place, and then go over the Chicago program that I'm running as well. So I'm going to share my screen right now. And okay. Can we confirm with a thumbs up that the screen, okay, great. So just to give a general overview, what is this? This is a summer youth program. For who? For teenagers interested in environmental justice and interested in a job. Where does this take place? It takes place in Chicago, the North and West Suburbs, Lake County, and Central Illinois. And Central Illinois is a new program, and so we're very excited to see how that one plays out. When does this program take place, or do these programs take place? These programs, it depends on which program you're at, and the program is based on location. Just as I mentioned before, Chicago, North and West Suburbs, Lake County, and Central Illinois. And you might wonder and be worried about the current state of COVID-19. And our team is very aware of the risk involved. And so we've decided the way that we're going to run the program this year is virtually, so that we keep everyone's safety as our primary concern before anything. So for the Eco Ambassador program, there's 3 different positions to apply for. So this is going to help you when you do your application to know where you kind of fall in the application categories. The first part of the application is the Eco Ambassador. As an Eco Ambassador, you have to be 14 to 18 years old, and you also have to be new to the program, preferably with an interest in environmental justice. The second tier is the Earth Ally. The Earth Ally and the next one, Youth Facilitator, are leadership positions. The Earth Ally must be 14 to 18 years old and also must have been an Eco Ambassador in the past. And the last leadership position is the Youth Facilitator. And this is the person assisting the program director. So in the case of the Chicago program, that would be a person directly assisting me in facilitating the program. And this person should be 16 to 18 years old and must have been an Eco Ambassador in the past as well. So these are the 3 different positions to apply for: Eco Ambassador, Earth Ally, Youth Facilitator. And I know Danielle is on this, so Deontay would apply for the Eco Ambassador position since he is new to the program. So what are some important considerations just to think about, be aware about for our program? Well, first of all, this is a job opportunity. So the Eco Ambassadors will be paid $125 per week, and the Earth Allies will be paid $175 per week. And once again, the weeks will depend on how many weeks in the program will depend on each specific program. Another consideration is that we are considering applicants that have a strong interest and also past experience in environmental justice, and also youth that are interested in getting in touch with the earth and learning more about that. And lastly, the last consideration, I think this is important to emphasize, is that since we are going we're going virtual, and some people may be worried because you may not have a tablet or computer, or maybe not have internet access. But I just want to let you know that this is something not to fear, and it shouldn't discourage you from applying, because our team is going to work with your youth, if your youth gets accepted to the job, to make it happen. So once again, don't let a lack of internet access or computer technology discourage you from your application. So speaking about the application, I just wanted to go over a few application tips and things to consider with this. Um, in regards to the application deadlines, each deadline will be different. And so each of our program coordinators will let you know what their deadline is for their specific program. Second, each each application has a writing portion and an interview portion. So in regards to the writing portion, there will be a question that's asked. And when answering this question, the best advice that I can give is, try to connect your answers to these questions to your personal experiences. Second, and very importantly, the youth should be writing their answers and not the parents. And last, you may be thinking about the length of your answer. The answer, I guess is the best way I could put it. It shouldn't be a sentence, but it shouldn't be a whole page. Somewhere in between that answers the question is awesome for me. And I'm also sure it's awesome for the other coordinators as well. And so now, after you do your writing portion, we will receive it, and then, we'll have an interview, on the phone interview. And so the best advice I can give you for your interview is to, number one, be yourself. Number two, to be professional as well, right? You want to keep a balance of being professional, because this is a job, but also you want to show your personality, because we want to get to know you, and we want to know if you're truly fit for the program, and if you're truly interested, and I'm sure that will come out through your personality. So the last thing to consider is the where, you might ask, like, where do I submit my application? Well, you will submit your application to each of the individual program coordinators. So if you're applying to Chicago, you would send that to me. If you're applying to another program, you would send it to that specific program. And we accept either a photograph of your application. Make sure it's a clear photograph with good light, and you can send that to the program coordinator's email, or a PDF that is filled out. Awesome. So that is basically the program overview for Faith in Place as a whole. Now let's zoom in. We're zooming into specific programs, and we'll start with the Chicago program first. Who is the program leader for Chicago program? Your boy Caesar is the leader for that program. As Dan said, this is my second year, and in my first year, I really had an awesome year with the youth, and I really am excited to come back, and I'm really excited to see new faces in this program. The program is 6 weeks long. It starts from July 6th and goes through August 15th. The program is 3 times a week, and it's about 5 hours per day. So about 15 hours per week, right? As I mentioned, each program has an application deadline. So the application deadline for the Chicago program is June 5th. And that application should be sent to me. And my email is caesar@faithinplace.org. And that's spelled CESAR at faithinplace.org. So I want to give you an illustration of last year's program and how that looked, just so you can get a feel of maybe some of the things that we did on the creative end and on the environmental end. And so I'm going to go to a YouTube video and we're gonna check this out. So give me 1 second. I have to share um, the YouTube link. Okay. Can I get a thumbs up if you see the video? All right, amazing.
Production of the cold, it is turning up the heat. Preservatives and GMOs is all we truly eat. The CO2 is melting all the ice, so the water level rising. Now we gotta pay the price. You may not know it now, but let me say it on the beat. The proof is in the pudding, and I wrote it on the sheet. We can make a difference, but I put it on the beach. We need to make a change so we won't have to flee. Rockin' with the green team, and they call me JC, and I stay clean, and my shoes is so clean. I'm with the green team, I'm with the green team, I'm with the green team, I'm with the green team.
Over here hungry and I'm trying to eat, but I'm still having trouble finding groceries. Because of my color, they're scared of me. Why can't we live in unity? People over here just want to use plastic, messing up the world. It's turning out drastic. Am I supposed to stand here? Let the world decay with me right here?
Okay, I won't go through the whole thing. If you're interested in watching the whole video, you can search I Recycle Anthem, Faith in Place on YouTube and check that out. And I'm gonna go back to my PowerPoint. But yeah, so this video is just to kind of show you, a little bit of what the program looked like last year. We produced a song, we made a music video, we went camping, we did a whole bunch of great things. We went on trips. And I think most importantly is, you've seen a lot of smiles in the video, and those were genuine smiles. And I think it's just important to enjoy our learning environments while at the same time learning. And so I'm really happy that the last year's youth enjoyed that. And in this year, I'm also trying to make this a joyful, yet a developing program. So that is that. And one thing though that's going to be different this year is that we can't go camping, we can't go on trips, we can't do none of that because it's a virtual program. And so, like, what can we expect? What can we get ready for? These are all possibilities that our team is currently discussing. But some of these things are, hey, social media challenges. For me, I know that youth at this moment are so connected to social media and digital technologies, and it's a great way to spread messages amongst thousands and even millions of people. And so I want to tap into the youth's creative juices for that. We're going to have leadership projects that are going to be oriented towards the community, but also in a virtual space. And we'll talk about that more as well. There might possibly be podcast YouTube videos that are made. And I think this one for the parents to know is that there is going to be professional development skills here. What does that mean? This means creating LinkedIn accounts, which is a professional networking application, connecting to some of our guest speakers on LinkedIn so that we have professional contacts, and also going through some of the important aspects of the college application process, because that's an important thing that I feel every youth should know if they're interested in going to college. And I will encourage the youth to go to college as well. And lastly, we can expect virtual speakers and activities. maybe some of these activities will require youth to like explore around the house a little bit. So if you see your teen like going around the house looking for a plant or something around those lines, maybe they'll be in our virtual session, and that may be because there's a task that that we gave them to do at home. And like I said, the typical day is about 5 hours. What might it look like? Well, we're going to check in the beginning, do some icebreakers to break the ice between the youth, work on our leadership projects, have lunch breaks, do virtual tours, speakers, social media challenges. And that is the basic overview of the Chicago program. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me, Caesar, and I will respond, and I will be very open to talking with a parent or even a teen. And so, yes, so that's the Chicago overview. And whoever is ready next, please take the spotlight.
Thanks, Caesar. That was very helpful and insightful to have the overview of the whole program and the Chicago program. Hopefully, people can see the program is very dynamic. It has a lot of very high quality aspects to it. And we're committed to making it high quality, even though it's going to be online as well. So we're going to do the best we can in an online environment. And we're having meetings to really come up with the best program possible across all programs and share some resources as far as like Caesar was saying with speakers, and it's going to be a really cool program being online this year. I'm the North and West Suburbs Outreach Director, and I'll be coordinating the North and West program. So just to give a little overview, we actually have 4 youth eco ambassadors and then 1 Earth ally. Program starts for the youth eco ambassadors July 13th and runs for 4 weeks. The Earth ally, they actually have it structured, at least for I think for everybody's program, that they actually start a week early to help plan the program and do some setup. So their start date would actually be a week prior to that. And then so they're not just kind of following orders and like implementing what the program coordinator says. Like we have plans and stuff, and then we have some co-creative process that we're doing to fine tune what we'll be doing. Because like I know for me, like I really want to hear the Earth Allies' creative ideas and have them take responsibility for some of the discussions and things like that to the level that they're comfortable with. But also I like to stretch people as well to be like, okay, if you're just comfortable with maybe coming up with a discussion topic, would you be able to maybe lead a discussion as well? And maybe I'll co-do it with you, to give you a little bit of a stretch growth as well. So that goes for 6 weeks. It actually starts 1 week early and then it goes 1 week later. And then so that gives us the opportunity to follow up with the other program participants. So I think that's a cool format, and I believe everybody's program is like that. I was excited in the past to do the program. I'm really looking forward to doing it again this year. This will actually be the 4th year of doing it in the North and West Suburbs. And it's kind of a combination. I think that I'm trying to figure out the length of the program will be. It'll probably be very similar to what Caesar said as far as 5 hours. It is 3 days per week. And then there'll be a mix of breaks for people to take. So, because I don't know about you, but I can't be like 6 hours straight like online. So we'll have breaks, but it will be a mixture of presentations. It will also have videos and movies. There'll be a lot of time to discuss as people. It's important, I think, to share everybody's ideas and feelings and how climate issues are affecting them, the solutions they want to see for their community. Lots of opportunity for sharing back what you're learning in the program, as well as maybe doing some student teaching where you'll be able to actually share back and teach some stuff to the group. And then like Caesar emphasized in showing the video, like we definitely like to promote as much creativeness as possible. So this year I'm looking forward to trying to bring some creativeness in, whether that's an art project or something like that, that we're individually doing together. Just want to make sure I covered everything in my notes here. I think it's really exciting that each year for the North and West program, it grows a little bit. Last year it was the longest program, being 2 weeks. So this year it gets to be, no, 3 weeks, sorry. No, it was 2 weeks. I'm confident it was 2 weeks. But this year, 4 weeks. So we're going to expand what we're going to focus in on. A lot of it's going to be around climate issues, and then not just talking about the problems, but the solutions, actions that people can take that are very tangible, and then also an empowerment piece of helping youth start actual projects in their communities, whether that's your school or it's your local house of worship or some community group that you're a part of. But we really want to focus in on empowerment and actually not just thinking about things, but actually starting to do things. Because I think one thing that some people say is that youth are the solution or the leaders for the future. But I think we're very much focused that youth are the leaders and the solution today. And you have a very vital part to play right now. And we're excited to help educate, inspire, and then get you moving in that direction of taking action right now. So I think that's a pretty good overview of the North and West program. And then, so next up, we are going to have Celeste. Celeste had the program, I think, for 1 year previously, but not last year. And I would say that Lake County is definitely lucky to have Celeste leading the program. She's very passionate about environmental advocacy and environmental justice, and her program has a focus on that. So she's going to share that now. So Celeste, why don't you take it away? You have a few minutes to do the Lake County overview, and thank you for being here today.
Yeah, hey y'all. Like Dan said, my name is Celeste Flores. I'm the Lake County Outreach Director, and we have an office here in Waukegan. And this will be the second time that we run the program here, and it's going to be 4 weeks. And we have some specific funding, so we really focus on our Migration and Me program, which is a program that Faith and Place developed, where we bring both the understanding of native species and our own migration as human beings. And then we also kind of talk a lot about what it means to be a community organizer. Waukegan is an environmental justice community, and we have a lot of different pollution going on. And we have an amazing grassroots group called Clean Power Lake County that has been advocating here for the last 7 years. So we're going to partner with them and learn about what they're doing. And similar to Cesar and Dan, I mean, we're going to go virtual. We're going to probably have around the same time frame, and it will be in July. And our applications are actually due today. But yeah, it's a little bit about Lake County.
Thank you, Celeste. And I did make a mistake in the order, and Mia was supposed to jump in since she participated in the North and West program the last 2 years. She was going to give a little insight on her experiences. So I'm sorry, Mia, I jumped ahead, but would you be willing to jump in now and share a little bit about your experiences and maybe what drew you to the program in the first place? Maybe some things that you learned, some things were beneficial, and kind of maybe some takeaways, and maybe has anything changed for you now that you're out of the program? And then those are a lot already things to think about, but also like, why would you encourage other people to be part of the program? Thank you.
Yeah, so I participated in the program for 2 years, and my first year was a mixture of meeting with the Chicago Eco Ambassador group and participating in their water week. So that was mostly talking about local, national, and global issues surrounding water. And it was a mixture of fun activities, but also educational activities. So it was a fun balance, and it was really beneficial to me to learn about water, like how it affects us and how limited it is. And my second year was talking about climate change, and that was centered in Palatine. And that was mostly talking about issues that affect us personally and how our actions do matter. Like everything we do really does affect the earth. And I was drawn to this program because my pastor emailed me and said, this is a good idea for you to do. This sounds like something that you would be interested in. And so I applied, And it has been such a beneficial program because I've gained leadership skills from this program. I've gone for leadership positions that I don't think I ever would have really tried for, and I've gotten them, and it has strengthened my communication skills and my social skills. I've met a lot of great people from this program. So I would recommend this program to anyone who is interested in the environment or interested in having leadership skills or is already really passionate about environmental justice and wants to grow in a community that will support them.
Thank you, Mia. We really appreciate you being on the call today to give some direct insights. It's one thing for program coordinators to talk about, what we want the program to be, but it's very different to have the voice of somebody who actually participated. So we thank you very much for sharing some of your um, thoughts about the program. And I would say, just to dovetail into that, like the change in the youth can be pretty significant. Like what the youth put into it, they tend to get out of it. And Mia put a lot into the program, so she got a lot out of it. And it's really exciting to see the youth kind of connect the dots between things, and then also realize that, yes, we have a lot of problems and issues, but we have a lot of opportunities then as well for solutions, and that we can all do something right now. And it's really cool to see that go from maybe a concern to hope to like, hey, I can actually be part of this and bring about the solution. So thank you again for being here, Mia. And we're going to move over to Cindy now. She's the Central Illinois. Oh, Caesar, do you have a thought on that?
Yeah, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to one of the past Earth allies, Kimberly Wilborn. Today, I received news that Kimberly just received a full ride scholarship to college off of a specific scholarship that I won't mention. But yeah, I want to shout that out. And on behalf, I just talked to Kimberly, and she mentioned that this program like helped her get the confidence and the actual skills to apply for the scholarship, because we worked on those writing skills. And I was actually a writer of a recommender for her too. So one thing I just want to mention is that the youth can utilize the leaders in the program to speak on behalf for them if they need letters of recommendations for other jobs and different things like that. So I think that's one important thing to mention as well. And thank you, Mia, for mentioning that, because it sparked that idea.
Yeah, thank you for that, Caesar. And I think you bring up a good point too, is that we try to keep this informational video to like 30, 35 minutes, but there's so much more to the program and the benefits. So if you're curious about it, it's good to talk with somebody at Faith in Place or a previous participant just to get more information, as this kind of maybe will pique your interest, but there's so much more to the program than what we can really go over in a short video like this. And then Cindy, you're the Central Illinois Outreach Director, and you're hosting the program for the first time this year. Do you want to talk a little bit about your program and hopes and aspirations for it? And I'll give the floor to you now.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I'm really excited to have an Eco Ambassador program in Central Illinois this year. It will be our first time, and it's a pilot project. We're looking to have 4 young people and an assistant leader for me from the community here. And so I'm currently out scouting around, talking to people in faith groups and at schools to talk about this opportunity. The youth eco ambassadors have not been a stranger to me because they have come down almost every year. We've had involvement with the program. Faith in Place and the Central Illinois Office of Faith in Place has a real ground floor interest in food access and food justice issues, and working with in an agricultural setting, working with community supported and faith-based community feeding projects is one way for us to think about environmental justice and who controls the food and who has access to the clean, healthy food that that makes for a good community. So we're going to talk a lot about that and meet some of our local policymakers. We've got very involved state legislators, representatives, and senators in our district that are eager to be involved in helping young people learn how to advocate for themselves and for their communities. I think that'll be really cool. Every year I've been so impressed when I have met the eco ambassadors, these young people who ask great questions, who have concerns, and who have a passion to make the world a better place. It's really a wonderful honor to work with them, and I'm looking forward to having a group here in Central Illinois to carry on that tradition.
Thank you, Cindy. And Cindy brings a lot to the table as far as leadership and passion. So youth, if you're in the Central Illinois area, you will get a lot out of the program. So highly recommend that you apply for the Eco Ambassador program, whether it's Central Illinois, Lake County, Chicago, North and West Suburbs. I think that you'll find that the leadership will be there for you and help maximize your experience. What's nice is we kind of have a get in where you fit in mentality, and there's going to be something for everybody where we have our different program areas of water, sustainable food and land use, climate, advocacy. And what's nice is we have a lot of people on staff that are experts and have been, program coordinators or directors in those areas for a long time, as well as we're going to bring in some outside speakers. So there's going to be a lot of high quality information in the program, as well as your ability to participate, share your ideas. So highly recommended that if you're interested in these areas at all, that you apply. And like Caesar said, you're going to get more than just environmental information. You help build leadership skills, as well as, we can help you with things that are very tangible as far as helping apply to schools or other programs. So Brian, do you want to say a few words maybe about just overall your thoughts about the program? And I think you were going to talk a little bit about how people can support the program, and then I'll do a wrap up at the end just for like a minute.
Thank you, Dan. Reverend Brian Souter, Executive Director of Faith and Place. Just what a team, what a inspiration to be thinking about doing leadership training for our youth across all of Illinois. And it's just a delight at Faith and Place, during this time we're adapting and pivoting, serving our green team statewide, investing in communities, doing crisis response while also advocating for justice and highlighting the ways that injustices are showing up and the ways that we need to, partner together and with our earth to create cycles that are of more consciousness and more good. And Faith and Place, even though we know that our youth program needs to adapt to protect the safety of our staff and of the youth that we're participating, we just believe so much in the program. When we hear from people like Mia Grant Funk and our other eco ambassadors from the years, we just know that this program absolutely needs to continue, and we're committed to that at Faith and Place and making it happen. It cost us about $2,779 per eco ambassador, and as you heard, we have the 4 regions this year. Across the 4 regions, we hope to have 27 eco ambassadors participate. So if you're inspired to donate towards this cause, you can go to faithandplace.org and make a donation, and that donation will go directly to supporting an eco ambassador, getting this amazing training, leadership this summer, being with this amazing group of leaders that you see right here on the screen, and making that happen. Whether you can donate $5, $20, $1,000, or $50,000, your donation will help make that a reality and a possibility. And what an important thing to be investing in this moment is our youth are leading already for climate change. This program takes and amplifies that leadership and equips the youth to lead further for justice causes here in Illinois, and that we know that impact ripples worldwide as we see that, just even deeper, that we're all connected one to another. So your opportunity to support the program financially, of course, you can also, all of us have social networks where you can share the application You know, maybe you know some youth in your life that want to get involved and want to apply for this prestigious program. Please share the application that can also be found at the website. And just know that I am deeply grateful to everybody on this video call and everybody who's watching later. Know that Faith in Place is here, continuing to lead the way for healthier communities, and we continue to invite you to support that in many different ways through time, talent, and treasure. So thank you so much, Dan, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Brian. We appreciate you sharing about that. Just overall vision of the program, and that it does cost money to run the program. So we could really appreciate, and really could use your financial support as well, so we can continue to do the program and maybe further expand it with your increased sponsorship or donations. You know, we might be able to have more youth next year. So we're really excited about the program. And I want to give a big thank you to Brian for really being behind the program and supporting it. Brian basically is making it happen across all regions this year, which is really exciting. So I think we all want to say thank you, Brian. And also thank you who are listening right now. If you are an adult and you know youth who might be interested, please send the information to them at faithandplace.org. They can apply there. And then also, if you're a youth and you're considering maybe this is a opportunity for me, please apply. We do interviews and get to know you and talk to you a little bit more about the program, more specifically in detail. So all the good things that you're going to get out of the program. And then like with Mia, she also had a friend that she thought would be interested, and then so she had her friend join. So if you're a youth and you think there's other people in your school or that in other houses of worship that would be interested, please pass the info to them as well. Because I just want to wrap up by saying, youth, you're not the solution tomorrow, you're the solution that we need today. So we hope to educate and inspire you and help you take action, and that's really what the program is about. So thank you everybody for being on the call today, and we hope to see you all this summer online.